pjnet.tv. It's 9:01. Oh, gosh, we're a minute late. Sorry about that. Worth the wait, though, because you're watching this excellent bumper. You're listening to the intro music. We are streaming. We are recording. We have first-time guest number 310. Yep, standing by in our Greene room. So, we're all ready. Let's count it down. Studio 8, starting now. Okay, welcome to pjnet.tv. Says so right there. I knew it would eventually. It's always over there. I'm Coach Prasick. I love what I do. We sit here, our purpose, our mission statement is to provide a platform for everyday Christians to share their walk with Christ. Now, they don't get more every day. That's we have an outstanding guest in our green room. She is also wearing green. Linda Greene is her name, and it's spelled Linda Greene. Got it? Linda, if you ever get working in a studio where we use chroma keys and that, don't wear that shirt. You would be invisible. You would be transparent. You would be see through. You would see the couch, not you.
That could be a good fact.
Linda, you are first-time guest number 310. Now, the reason I point that out is I find it odd that you have intersected with the likes of Sherry Lynn Bispano and Doug Carter. Doug Carter is considered our PJNet ambassador. And so now that you've connected with all the right people, you get to... How do you know Sherry Lynn?
Sherry Lynn, we go back about 3 decades. We lived very close to each other, and we've had a lot of coffee dates together, and we met a long time ago in church, and we have just established a nice friendship, and now she's moved away on me.
I guess you had a falling out, and she had to go.
No. No? She's just moving on.
Moving on.
God's calling for her.
But you still stay in touch, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. In
fact, you have a spy designated to...
Oh, I'm sorry.
You have a spy designated to check on her, don't you, nearby?
Yes, she's within about 3 minutes of my sister-in-law, Michelle.
Aha, see?
So
it's a small world. It is. Okay, and now, folks, Linda Greene is... You're going to see that name. She is writing a book, but that's a work in progress. Book writing has not been your primary focus. Music has.
Correct.
Oh, correct. Hold it. I skipped over something. Doug Carter?
Yes.
How do you know Doug?
I met him. So a couple of months ago, I attended the Blue Ridge Christian Writers Conference. For the first time. I had been invited for, several years. God always seems to put people ahead of me that are a few steps ahead of me in my process. And Sherry Lynn was one of them, and she's been inviting me to this conference. And I just really believed that this was the year I needed to go because I felt more of a sense of urgency to get my book done. So I met Doug at that conference, and yes, he is an ambassador for you. And he had a lot of nice things to say, and he said, you should go on the show. So here I am.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We gave him that title sort of. He doesn't have a business card or anything because we don't have any staff here, but right. I didn't want to call him a cheerleader, so ambassador sounds better for him anyway. And he's been on our program a time or two, and I've had many. He's a good friend. He's just a wonderful brother in Christ. And okay, now I'm going to try to remember where I jumped ahead. You're in the process of writing a book that's of interest to you, but your background is not writing. Your background, in fact, is music.
Yes. So I've been writing Christian music for probably the last, since about 2011. So that's my passion. I just really want to write music that will encourage people and encourage their faith and bring hope. I just feel that music is very powerful, and that's why it's important what we listen to. So yeah, that's where my passion is. But my book is something that I really feel that I need to be obedient about. I just feel like the name of my book is He Still Speaks, at least the way the title is now. It can go
Mhm.
through a lot of different processes
Yeah.
when it to the
The
publisher.
publisher will let you know
Yeah,
if you're
that's right.
allowed
Yeah,
to keep that. It will.
that's right. That's
Um,
right.
did I understand that you have also been to conferences where songwriters get together? Is that? Do they have conferences too?
Yes. Oh, yes. I've been to several songwriting conferences, and I actually just came back from a songwriting retreat just last week. So,
So
yes.
what? What do you do? Sit around the campfire and sing "Kumbaya"?
We actually did sit around a campfire one night, but and we sang a lot of worship songs. It was actually a wonderful night. Um, but no, it was amazing. There was about 10 or 12 of us, and we broke out into different songwriting rooms where we would be with 3 to 4 people, and we would write a song. And we there was a couple of days where we had a couple of songwriting sessions. So I wrote 4 songs total with my co-writers, and we had demos recorded of them. And yeah, it was pretty exciting. It was fun.
When you say you write songs, does that mean you write the words, or you write the music, or you write both? I mean, there's two layers in that cake, isn't there?
There's several layers in that. So um, there's something, actually, my friend Chrissy Nordoff, in the songwriting world, you would know a lot of her songs. I'm putting a little plug in for her. But she put together a songwriting personality test, and it really defines that, just like the body of Christ has many parts, within the songwriting world, there are people that are primarily lyricists. There are people that are very strong on melody. There are people that are the musicians that put the chords behind the songs. There are the producers. There's the content people, the concept people, who they may have like a great idea, but they may need the lyricist to just pull it all together with the right words and the correct structure. So it takes a lot of different facets of the songwriter. And so that's what the beauty is of coming together and writing together. You work with someone who has a complementary talent.
Mm-hmm.
So like I need someone that can come behind me and put down the chords to a song. But I really enjoy writing the lyrics, and I can hear the melody once I have a good structure behind a verse or a chorus. So
Well,
yeah.
so many of the songs that we know, we know
Hmm.
the title and we know the artist, but
Hmm.
not many of us know who wrote the song. And it might
Hmm.
surprise you to know the big money is not being the artist. The big money's writing it.
Eh, I
According to
would.
Elton John. According to Elton John, who is filthy, stinking rich, and he didn't write any of his music.
Well, I think it's very helpful to write with an artist,
Mhm.
because that's when the song gets out there, because an artist has put it out there.
Mhm.
There's more exposure. But yeah, I think I would. I might argue on that, but
Well,
that's.
in the case of Elton John, he and Bernie had a chemistry of sorts. And when you have a collaborative effort where one person is writing the lyrics and the other one's writing the music, and maybe a third person performing, but oddly enough, Elton and Bernie seldom met in person.
Hmm. Hmm.
Bernie, not Bern, Bernie Taupin wrote almost all of Elton John's music, and he would just send the script, the words, to Elton, and Elton would make it into music and perform it. So, when you said you've been to multiple, I think you said, what do you call them? Music conferences. Were
Right.
those Christian music conferences, or just music conferences, or maybe a little bit of both?
Mostly Christian, but not all. I've been to secular songwriting conferences in the very beginning stages when I was trying to learn the actual structure of the song. But since that time, I've gravitated more to the Christian industry because that's where my passion is.
Hmm.
But it's interesting that you mentioned how Elton John's collaborator didn't always work with him, because one of the biggest blessings for me, I know there's a lot of horrible things that came out of the last couple of years, with the coronavirus. But one of the things that worked out best for me was I had a conference that was canceled, that was scheduled for 2020.
Hmm.
And because it was canceled, they decided, well, let's try to see if we can hold this on Zoom. And it was so successful that we continued on,
Really?
and we ended up collaborating. And I collaborated and wrote so many different songs with people, not only all around the country, but even in Europe. So it,
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I've done recently, within the past year, I've done some research on recording studio software in the realm of the audio portion of the industry. And
Mhm.
I am finding that today, when you hear a musical production, uh, we normally think about going to a recording studio where each, you've got your drummer, you got your bass, you got your, all the various instruments, and the vocalist are basically
Mhm.
isolated in these soundproof rooms, wearing their headphones, and they can hear the others through their headphones. That's not the way they do it anymore. The drummer might have done his work in Africa. The guitarist might have been in Ireland. The lead singer might have been in the UK. And today's software can literally collaborate in real
Mhm.
time, believe it or
Mhm.
not, this kind of work. So I think you're going to see more and more stuff
Mhm.
pouring out, because one of the hurdles, like in book publishing, is it costs a lot of money to publish a book, printing
Mhm.
and shipping and, all this.
Mhm.
The world is changing, and I think coronavirus manifested some of this.
Yeah. But that was one positive, one really big positive. So yeah.
There's a story. You folks, those of you who are in our pjnet.tv chat room, as soon as we conclude this program, you are going to be blessed. Our producer Barbara is going to play a music video done by, well, her, Linda Greene. You have a work out there on YouTube, and there's a story. It's not just any old song. There's a story behind the song. So I wanted to let our people in the pjnet.tv chat room at least know what that story is.
Yeah. So my one song on YouTube, which is my first one, I really hope to release some more music sometime soon. But I was really blessed back in, was it 2020? I think it was 2019. I can't remember when it was, but I was blessed to be able to be one of the extras on a faith-based pro-life movie called The Order of Rights, thus the title name of my song. Because when I was on the set for a week, I asked if they needed any music. And I kind of did that afraid and a little boldly because I didn't have any music at the time, but I just felt like the Lord was leading me to ask that question. And they said, sure, if you have any music, then please submit it. So I said, you know what? I don't have any, but I'm going to write a song. So I wrote a song with the intent of hopefully making it to the end of the movie, the credits. And I was just blessed that it was considered for quite a long period of time. And they liked the song, but it didn't make it to the movie. But I got permission from the executive producer and writer, Jim Ball. I'll put a little plug in for him, to go ahead and record it, because I just felt like it was a song that came from my heart. It's about how every single person is created by a God who loves them for a specific purpose. And so the Order of Rights is a movie, and it's based on, in the Declaration of Independence, it's listed that we have the rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And the movie brings out that there's a preeminent order, that we have the right to life first. And so I wrote a song based on that. And it's unique. It's got a niche, but I've been really excited that the song has gone all over the world. So it has apparently struck a chord.
Well, how'd the movie do? Is it on PureFlix, or where can we see the movie?
You can find it on Amazon Prime, and
Really?
I highly, yes, and it should have made the big screen, and they were planning on doing so, and they had a whole marketing program, and they would know the details more than I do. But unfortunately, when they shut down all the theaters in 2020, it didn't happen. And I really think that, I'm putting that plug in.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's a shame that more people haven't seen it.
Yes, and that's sad, because that closure time means that that created a bottleneck. So when they reopened, there's a backlog of work, and not everything can get through. Things that might have normally gone through, would that bottleneck not been created, they just got trampled over in the stampede of stuff trying to find its way through that funnel as it goes. We've got a couple of minutes left. You are writing a book. You went to a Christian Writers Conference. We'll have to have you back again. Now, is that going to be in 3 years, 4 years? And tell us a little bit about the work that you're doing.
The book will, hopefully, I'll get it done before then.
I hope so too. We'd like to have you back again.
The current title, if they don't change it, is He Still Speaks. And every chapter is, I believe, in a pretty amazing God story that's happened either in my life or in someone's life that I know and love. And each of the stories is one that I have shared with other people, and they've said, you really need to write that down, because you really inspired me. You strengthened my faith and my hope in God. And I am writing this book out of obedience, because I've never had a dream to write a book, but I really feel that this message has to get out. I feel that there are a lot of people that need hope in this world. So that's what I'm doing.
So based on your understanding, what's the timetable? Is the manuscript complete?
The manuscript is about, I would say, 60 to 70% complete. And there was a publisher that was interested in me sending my manuscript, but it would be with some significant edits. So I have to consider that, and if that's really the way I want to go, or if I just want to wait and determine, that to share it with somebody else. So, but I'm just going to keep writing my God stories until I'm at another place. But it's a genuine balance between the songwriting and writing the book. So, yeah. So I'm not sure of the exact timetable, but I try to write it every week.
Well, when you get closer, when we have a cover and all that kind of stuff, I hope that you'll come back and share with us, because we'd love to hear your story about that as well. Folks, a story that you don't know is at any minute now, it is possible that herd dogs could burst through the barricade that has been erected, that is dog-proof. And as it turns out, Linda and I have something very much in common. Very few people have a white German Shepherd.
Yeah.
And our Germans look about the same. I can't tell the difference.
They look like twins.
Yeah.
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 No, I locked them in their cages when they came through the door about 10 minutes before this program. So yeah, they are locked behind closed doors.
Well, we would have loved to had been introduced to your pets anyway. But Linda, you have a fascinating story, and I think every Christian does. But your
Yes.
story is one of faithful obedience and patience and peace in that patience. That's hard for some people to be patient at all, let alone have peace in that patience. But maybe you listen to music or something keeps you from coming unglued. But we appreciate you, Linda. Thank you so much
No,
for
thank
what
you
you
so
do.
much for,
All
yes, thank
right.
you.
We have so enjoyed having Linda Greene on the big screen. What a story. Okay, you're going to get, those of you in the chat room are going to get to see the music video that she wrote the music for. If you're watching this and you're not in our chat room, well, you're doing it wrong. Go to pjnet.tv and meet the interesting people there. Make some new friends. You can watch the same program there. Okay, up next and scheduled was Michelle Medlock Adams. But if you've been on Facebook and you know Michelle, you will know that in a way she kind of lost a family member yesterday. Her dachshund, either 14 or 16 years old, died yesterday, and Michelle contacted me and asked would it be okay if Andy Clapp stood in for her. And I certainly understand if my dog dies, someone's probably going to have to stand in for me as well. Okay, they become family members. And so we'll have Andy Clapp coming up in just a few moments. And while we're waiting on him and while you're enjoying this wonderful music video, the music written by Linda Greene, who you just saw, would you consider or contemplate these two questions? First, what is the boldest thing that you've ever done in the kingdom of Christ? Second question, how long ago was that? Your answers to those two questions together form a challenge. And the challenge is to never be satisfied with either answer.